Donald Trump has exposed a hidden agenda by Jamaica, positioning the island nation as a strategic player in global affairs beyond its tourism image. The script brings to light two major pillars of what it claims is a transformative agenda for Jamaica's future. At the heart of this vision is the ambition to position Jamaica as a leading global digital and financial hub. This means not only modernizing the country's financial systems, but also embracing cutting-edge technology and digital innovation to drive economic growth and international relevance. The agenda, as described, is both bold and far-reaching, aiming to reshape Jamaica's role on the world stage and attract new forms of investment and talent. The vision is not just about economic metrics or financial gains, it's about creating a sustainable and inclusive future for all Jamaicans. By leveraging technology, the country aims to bridge the gap between urban and rural areas, ensuring that the benefits of digital transformation are felt across the entire nation. This holistic approach is designed to uplift communities, create jobs, and foster a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. Central to this plan is the transformation of Kingston's financial district into a vibrant, tech-forward environment. The vision includes sleek office towers equipped with the latest digital displays, bustling with activity from both local and international firms. The cityscape is imagined as a symbol of progress, with stock market tickers and digital signage reflecting a new era of transparency and global connectivity. This transformation is not just about physical infrastructure, but about creating an ecosystem where innovation thrives and businesses from around the world feel welcome. The new financial district is envisioned as a melting pot of ideas and cultures where local talent can collaborate with international experts. This cross-pollination of knowledge and expertise is expected to drive groundbreaking innovations and solutions that can be exported globally. The district will also serve as a hub for financial education and training, equipping the next generation of Jamaicans with the skills needed to excel in a digital economy. To support this ambitious goal, the script details Jamaica's significant investments in digital infrastructure. This includes the development of state-of-the-art data centers, the expansion of high-speed fiber optic networks across urban and rural areas, and the establishment of modern tech offices designed to foster collaboration and creativity. These efforts are intended to lay the groundwork for a digital economy that can compete on a global scale, providing the backbone for financial services, e-commerce, and digital entrepreneurship. Moreover, these infrastructure projects are expected to create numerous job opportunities, from construction and engineering to IT and customer support. By investing in these areas, Jamaica is not only building the physical and digital foundations for a modern economy, but also empowering its workforce with the skills and opportunities needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Another crucial aspect of the agenda is the creation of a regulatory environment that encourages innovation while ensuring stability. The script highlights proposed policies to attract tech companies, support the growth of cryptocurrencies, and facilitate the establishment of international business companies, or IBCs. By offering favorable regulations and incentives, Jamaica aims to become a magnet for global entrepreneurs, investors, and digital pioneers. If successful, this strategy could redefine the nation's economic landscape and establish Jamaica as a true leader in the digital and financial sectors. The regulatory framework is designed to be both flexible and robust, allowing for rapid adaptation to technological advancements while maintaining the integrity and security of financial systems. This balance is crucial for fostering a trustworthy environment where businesses can innovate without undue risk. Additionally, the government plans to collaborate with international regulatory bodies to ensure that Jamaica's policies are in line with global standards, further enhancing the country's attractiveness as a business destination. Proponents argue that this is not just a bold move, but a truly visionary strategy designed to propel Jamaica into a new era, one defined by a resilient, knowledge-based economy, the creation of high-value jobs, and a renewed sense of economic sovereignty. They see this as a chance for Jamaica to break free from the limitations of its traditional economic pillars and to chart a course toward a more dynamic and diversified future. By investing heavily in technology, research, and innovation, supporters believe Jamaica can position itself as a regional leader in the Caribbean and even compete on the global stage. This approach is seen as a way to diversify the economy, reducing the country's dependence on established sectors like tourism and agriculture, which are often vulnerable to external shocks such as global recessions, natural disasters, or pandemics. Supporters emphasize the enormous potential for attracting international businesses, venture capital, and foreign direct investment, all of which could inject new energy and resources into the Jamaican economy. They envision a thriving ecosystem where local entrepreneurs, startups, and established companies collaborate, driving a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. This, they argue, will not only create new opportunities for the younger generation, many of whom are eager for meaningful future-oriented careers, but also help to stem the tide of brain drain, encouraging talented Jamaicans to stay and contribute to their homeland. Proponents also point to successful examples from other countries, such as Singapore, Estonia, and Israel, which have embraced similar strategies and reaped significant benefits, transforming themselves into global technology and innovation hubs. The vision is to transform Jamaica into a magnet for tech startups, research and development centers, and high-tech manufacturing, ultimately leading to a more prosperous, self-sufficient, and globally competitive nation. They believe that with the right policies, infrastructure, and investment in education, Jamaica can become a beacon of progress and opportunity in the region. However, critics of this strategy raise serious concerns, suggesting that Jamaica could inadvertently become a center for money laundering and illicit finance. They warn that the rapid influx of foreign capital, combined with the accelerated growth of the financial sector, could make the country an attractive target for criminal organizations seeking to exploit potential loopholes in the system. There are persistent worries about whether Jamaica's regulatory frameworks are robust enough, and whether law enforcement agencies have the resources and expertise needed to effectively monitor, detect, and control illegal activities on a larger scale. Skeptics argue that without the implementation of stringent oversight, comprehensive anti-money laundering measures, and international cooperation, the risks associated with financial crime could easily outweigh the anticipated benefits. They also caution that an overemphasis on financial services might overshadow other vital sectors of the economy, such as manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism, potentially leading to dangerous imbalances and increased vulnerability to global market fluctuations. For these critics, the specter of financial instability and reputational damage looms large. They point to examples from other countries where lax regulation has led to scandals, sanctions, and long-term harm to national credibility. The fear is that Jamaica's international reputation could suffer, making it harder to attract legitimate investment and undermining the very goals the strategy seeks to achieve. In addition to financial risks, critics also raise significant data security concerns, especially when foreign technology from countries like China is involved in building Jamaica's digital infrastructure. The reliance on external technology and expertise, they argue, could expose Jamaica to a host of cyber threats, including hacking, espionage, and the unauthorized access or misuse of sensitive information. National security, privacy, and the protection of critical data are all at stake. Critics insist that the integration of foreign technology must be managed with extreme caution, ensuring that it does not compromise the integrity or sovereignty of Jamaica's digital networks. They call for greater investment in local cybersecurity capabilities, the development of homegrown technologies, and the establishment of clear, enforceable standards for data protection. Some suggest that Jamaica should prioritize building its own technological expertise, reducing reliance on foreign partners, and fostering a new generation of cybersecurity professionals. As the debate continues, stakeholders from all sides are searching for a balanced approach, one that maximizes the opportunities presented by innovation and investment, while also safeguarding Jamaica's national interests, economic stability, and digital future. Pursuing calculated geopolitical neutrality, Jamaica has been, carefully balancing its relationships by maintaining strong ties with both the United States and China. The country is accepting investment and infrastructure from China, while at the same time, retaining its partnership with the United States. Supporters of Jamaica's current economic strategy see it as a bold and forward-thinking move, one that's rooted in the country's long-standing desire for true sovereignty and self-determination. They argue that by actively seeking out partnerships and investments from a diverse range of international players, Jamaica is not only strengthening its own economic foundation but also ensuring that it remains in control of its own destiny. This approach, they say, is a smart way to avoid the pitfalls of over-reliance on any single foreign power, which has historically led to imbalances and vulnerabilities for smaller nations like Jamaica. For many, this strategy is a reflection of Jamaica's resilience and adaptability, a testament to the nation's ability to chart its own course even in the face of global uncertainty. Supporters often point to Jamaica's history of overcoming adversity, from colonial rule to economic crises, as evidence that the country is well equipped to navigate the complexities of the modern world. They see the current approach as a natural evolution, one that leverages Jamaica's unique position in the Caribbean and its long-standing relationships with countries around the globe. By welcoming investment from multiple sources, whether it's the United States, China, Europe, or other global players, Jamaica is able to tap into a wider pool of resources, expertise, and opportunities. This influx of capital is fueling new infrastructure projects, modernizing the country's digital landscape, and creating jobs for Jamaicans across a range of industries. Supporters point to the visible transformation in cities like Kingston, where new buildings are rising, technology hubs are emerging, and the business community is more energized than ever before. They believe this strategy is positioning Jamaica as a competitive player on the world stage, able to negotiate from a place of strength rather than weakness. In addition to physical infrastructure, there's a growing sense of optimism about the country's ability to foster innovation and entrepreneurship. New business incubators, tech startups, and creative industries are beginning to flourish, drawing on both local talent and international expertise. For many Jamaicans, these changes represent not just economic progress, but a renewed sense of national pride and possibility. The hope is that by embracing a diverse set of partners, Jamaica can build a more inclusive and sustainable economy, one that benefits all citizens, not just a select few. Crucially, advocates emphasize that this multi-pronged approach allows Jamaica to maintain its independence and flexibility. By not putting all its eggs in one basket, the country can adapt to shifting global dynamics and protect itself from the risks that come with being too closely tied to any single nation or economic bloc. In their view, this is a pragmatic and resilient strategy, one that gives Jamaica the best chance to thrive in an increasingly interconnected and competitive world. They argue that, in a time when global alliances and economic landscapes are constantly shifting, Jamaica's ability to pivot and respond to new opportunities is more important than ever. This flexibility, they say, is what will allow the country to weather future storms, whether they come in the form of economic downturns, political upheavals, or technological disruptions. Supporters also highlight the importance of building strong institutions and transparent governance, which they believe are essential for managing the complexities of international investment and ensuring that the benefits are widely shared. However, not everyone is convinced. Detractors of this approach warn that Jamaica may be taking a significant risk by opening its doors so widely to foreign investment, especially from powerful countries with their own strategic interests. They argue that while the short-term benefits, like new jobs and infrastructure, are appealing, the long-term consequences could be far more complicated and potentially dangerous. Critics worry that Jamaica could become entangled in a web of obligations and dependencies that are difficult to escape. Some point to the lack of transparency in certain deals or the potential for corruption and mismanagement as reasons for concern. Others fear that the influx of foreign capital could lead to rising inequality, with the benefits accruing mainly to large corporations or political elites rather than ordinary Jamaicans. There are also concerns about the social and cultural impacts of rapid economic change, including the potential erosion of local traditions and values. One of the most common concerns centers on the possibility of falling into what's known as a debt trap, particularly with China. Detractors point to examples from other countries where large-scale loans and investments have led to unsustainable debt burdens, forcing governments to make concessions that undermine their sovereignty. They fear that Jamaica could find itself in a similar situation where the need to repay massive loans could give foreign lenders undue influence over national policy, resources, or even critical infrastructure. These critics often cite the experiences of countries in Africa and Asia, where infrastructure projects funded by foreign loans have sometimes resulted in the loss of control over key assets, such as ports or energy facilities. They warn that, without careful oversight and negotiation, Jamaica could be left vulnerable to similar outcomes. The concern is not just about the numbers on a balance sheet, but about the broader implications for Jamaica's ability to make independent decisions and protect its national interests. Beyond the economic risks, some critics also raise concerns about the geopolitical implications of Jamaica's growing ties with China. Given the island's strategic location in the Caribbean, so close to the United States, there are fears that increased Chinese investment could give Beijing a foothold in the region, potentially shifting the balance of power and creating new tensions. For these detractors, the question is not just about economics, but about the future of Jamaica's independence and its place in a rapidly changing world. They worry that Jamaica could become a pawn in a larger geopolitical contest between major powers, with its own interests sidelined in the pursuit of broader, strategic goals. As the world becomes more polarized, with the US and China vying for influence in regions like the Caribbean, the stakes for small nations like Jamaica are higher than ever. Ultimately, the debate over Jamaica's economic strategy is about more than just dollars and cents. It's about the kind of country Jamaicans want to build, and the values they want to uphold as they navigate an uncertain future. So, to wrap things up, these policies could honestly transform Jamaica into a significant geopolitical player. If you found this analysis helpful, please consider supporting the channel by liking, commenting, and sharing the video to help spread the word.